Hey, what's going on, everybody? I've got another unboxing for you today, and this time it's the Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra. I know there's been plenty of unboxing videos for this device already. As you may already know, I've done one on the S26 Plus on launch day, actually a few days before the official launch day. I wanted to get this in the Silver Shadow, so it took a little bit longer, but those are finally shipping. There were a couple of early batches people were able to get their hands on, but now I've got mine and I'm ready to show it to you. So Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra, Silver Shadow. Turning the box around on the back gives you a little bit of information on what this comes with. USB-C cable, the S Pen, of course, etc. Recycled packaging as noted on the bottom. And you see Samsung branding on one side, nothing on the other. On the front, you get this kind of silhouette illustration of the corner of the phone itself. Top, just a little bit of that pull tab packaging, and then a bunch of serial numbers on the bottom. I'll keep those covered. So let's get this started here. And of course, there's much that has been made of this series of phones. Some people saying it's not enough of an upgrade. Others with some complaints about maybe the effects of that privacy display, the major new feature on this year's models. We'll talk a little bit about all of that, but first, the unveiling of this gorgeous new device. And there you have it, the S26 Ultra in Silver Shadow. Other than that, some booklets, as we're about to see here. Let's take those out. And in addition to the booklets, you've got a SIM ejection tool. Here are those booklets. And you've also got that USB-C cable. And it's a little bit sad, quite frankly, that we've been so conditioned to just accept the fact that there's no charging brick in these anymore. But I digress. Let's take a look at this phone here. And let's put it on the box. And taking a look at the back, really is very similar to the Silver Shadow we saw last year. I don't know if it's exactly the same, sort of one for one. Let's peel this off. But gorgeous device nonetheless, obviously. Let's peel the top off. Always satisfying. And you can't go wrong with this color. I was mentioning during my unboxing of the S26 Plus, as I see if we have any power here, I'll turn this on, that this color actually reminds me quite a bit of the Phantom Silver on the S21 series, if you recall that. Just the actual shade of silver here, the finish, and it felt like a block of steel, that phone. Just the look of it felt like a block of steel, and I get that exact same vibe from this phone. Of course, the difference being when you would move the phone around, you got different refractions of red and blue on that Phantom Silver. So that's obviously a noticeable difference. But other than that, it reminded me a lot of that Phantom Silver. So we're going to get started here, and I'm going to transfer my information from the S26 Plus that I just got. Of course, this phone is going to have a lot of rocking back and forth due to just the way that that camera housing is made. So I'm going to agree to all the terms and conditions that are not optional. All right, so it's having me scan the code on my S26 Plus in order to transfer, and it connected to my Wi-Fi and all of that. So far, pretty easy. Says that I need to continue the setup on this phone. So while that's getting ready, let's take a look here, a quick comparison between the Plus and the Ultra. I was pretty set on the Plus this year, but wanted to compare with the Ultra as well. So there you see it. Definitely a heavier phone on the Ultra, larger phone. So if you're into that, you'll like that. Also a thicker phone, as you can probably tell there. Compare sizes on the back here. You see that it's a little bit wider, that Ultra. And yeah, I mean, it's not a huge difference, but it's definitely a larger phone All right, and my eSIM was transferred from my Plus to my Ultra. I will be doing a comparison and just a discussion on the display of the S26 Ultra. I know there's been a lot of talk going on about whether the quality of the display has been compromised a little bit due to that privacy feature. As the phone restarts here after switching providers, of course, this is an unlocked version. To get one of those exclusive Samsung colors, you, of course, have to get the unlocked model. It's not a carrier model. Of course, it works on all the carriers in the US. So after the restart, it has us going through some of the setup process again, but it's going to skip the initial parts that we got right and using Smart Switch to copy over all of our data. And I'm going to do this wirelessly. Usually takes more time, but my S26 Ultra was my Plus was quite empty as it is. So I don't think it's going to take a ton of time to transfer it over wirelessly. So while that transfer is going on, I can start to set up some of my biometrics. I'm going to do just that, starting with face recognition. All right, and as the transfer continues, it tells me a bit about Gemini, asking me if I want to go hands-free with Hey Google. I'll be completely honest with you, these days I do not trust big tech in terms of privacy. I'm sure most of you don't either for obvious reasons. Of course, if you want to get your full convenience from your phone, you're gonna have to turn things like this on, but I'm just going to choose not to do that for now. A little bit about Bixby, which I know it is pretty useful though if you use it in particular scenarios, but I'm going to skip that for now as well, just for the sake of this video. I'm going to skip Samsung Wallet. Here are some of Samsung's services: auto blocker, customization, personal data intelligence, get useful information, suggested actions, Samsung third-party apps. Suggestions are based on data from digital well-being, gallery, etc. So I'm going to keep the customization service on as well as the auto blocker, but I'm going to turn off personal data intelligence. And I'm apparently all set. Now, of course, there's still the transfer that is going on, but I'm going to head home on the new device, and it's already got my wallpaper up there. And yeah, pretty cool. I'm going to be set up almost like I didn't just switch phones from the Plus. And going into settings here and see what we got out of the box. This is the 256 gigabyte version, by the way, and it uses about 32.6 gigabytes out of the box. I showed you what that was on the Plus as well. You have, well over 220 gigabytes free to play with. Let's take a look at some other options in settings. Let me go to Galaxy AI and show you the list of AI features. You've got Call Assist, which most people I think are pretty familiar with by now. Writing Assist, Interpreter, which will give you a live translation. Note Assist, which does a lot of interesting things, like it'll turn your handwritten script to more typed text. You can write a contact's name, it'll recognize that, and you can add that as a contact instead of typing it in as well. Transcript Assist, Browsing Assist. I've started to use the Samsung browser more and more lately, so I'll be taking advantage of that. Photo Assist, that's probably one of the AI features that'll be used the most. Creative Studio, Audio Eraser is pretty cool. You got Weather Wallpaper. You can pause this, of course, and read the full descriptions. Now Brief, Now Nudge, Notification Highlights, and Health Assist. Let's take a look at one of these, for example. So if I go to the camera, of course, first time opening the camera, I'm going to get a pop-up probably about something. Tap the Quick Controls button. All right, that went away. So let's take a photo of part of this microphone here and see if it can recognize what the heck this is. So if I just press and hold here, and then I'll do circle to search, and let's see if it finds it. This item is a Shure M7 Plus microphone. Awesome. So this thing right away was able to recognize what it is. There's the stand for the mic. And so circle to search, I think, is just, it's not a gimmick. A lot of these features maybe can be considered gimmicks, but this one is just so easy to use. And you can just so quickly find out what something is by taking a photo of it, or just an existing photo online. You can circle to find out what something is. So really cool. Go back into settings here, and I want to take a look at display. I've got adaptive display. I've got the full HD plus resolution, and my stuff has transferred, thankfully. So I'm going to hit done on this phone, And yeah, I mean, of course, you can still use the navigation bar. I like to use the gestures. You can see all the options here. But let's go into privacy display and just check this out real quick. So if I turn on privacy display, all right, conditions for maximum privacy display. So I just turned it on. Let me quickly go to the home screen. As I turn this to the side, that's pretty darn cool, huh? Most people are not going to see what the heck you are typing or looking at. If you do that, that is really cool. Now, the display is maybe not quite as clear, maybe slightly hazier than it is on this S26 Plus. By the way, I have this set to FHD Plus as well. So you can, set different resolutions. But on the Plus, unlike the base S26 model, you can go the full resolution. I might have to set the brightness up a little bit higher here. I just want it to be even for a comparison here. And that's about even. It's a little bit brighter on the Ultra actually, but I'm going to do a full video comparing that and discussing the privacy display issue. But you see how it looks with the privacy display on. I think it's a really cool feature. I really do. And I think it's going to be adopted by a bunch of manufacturers. Going back into settings here, I'm going to turn on maximum privacy, and you see that the screen got grayed out pretty quickly. So there's certainly a very visible, very clear haze on the Ultra as compared to the Plus. But I turn here a little bit, and you see that it's you get even more of a, like at a lesser angle. I can see my phone completely black out there, and you can't see what the heck I'm looking at. And of course, if you turn it this way as well, it works just as well. So that's pretty cool. But if I turn both of those off, of course, the display is just fine. The viewing angle might not be perfect. Again, I'll do a full video comparing these. But anyway, guys, this was just the unboxing and hands-on first look at the S26 Ultra, 256 gigabytes. I gave you a little quick size comparison here and a couple other things with the S26 Plus. This is the Ultra, of course, in my hand, and this is in Silver Shadow. If you guys have any questions about this device or the S26 Plus for that matter, let me know in the comments section. More Galaxy coverage coming up. Like I said, I'm going to be discussing the privacy display and whether or not there's any compromise or anything that you have to endure. So get subscribed if you want to know when that one's out. Appreciate you guys watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.